A man who cares about you will always do this. We're going to dive into this conversation. Let me tell you what a man does when he genuinely cares about you. He doesn't delay commitment. He doesn't delay commitment. He progresses the relationship forward, but he needs this, which I'm going to share with you today. He needs to actually care about you. See, we've been indoctrinated into believing that relationship success should be driven by the entertainment, the romance, the physical connection. And oftentimes, when you meet a total stranger, we know nothing about you. We don't necessarily, we might like the way we feel from from a pheromonal perspective, from a chemical perspective, but do we really know you? Do we really like you? And when a man genuinely cares for you, he's not going to delay commitment, but we have to get there first. We have to get to that place of like. And this is where the challenge is. In fact, we have to get to a place of genuine friendship. Why I say genuine friendship, let me ask you something. I want you to right now, in this moment, think of your closest friend in your life. Okay, you got that picture of who your closest friend is? Now I want you to think about your friend. Is this the person that you can say almost anything to? You can share your heart, you can share your feelings. You're unafraid to share what's going on the inside. See, until we build a friendship with another human being, it's going to be difficult to get to that place of desiring commitment. And I want to share something I'm going to give you a heads up. We're going to get to something in a moment, but that's going to make a big difference in this conversation. But I want you to really think about care comes from like. When we like somebody, not how they make us feel, but how we feel being with them. Do we like being with them? Do we enjoy their company? Do we look forward to seeing them? Do we go, gosh, I can't wait to see you. I can't wait to hang out with you. I can't wait to talk to you on the phone when you think of some of your friends. So when a man cares for you, he does the following things, but we're going to do it in a reverse engineer perspective. I'm actually going to share with you what he doesn't do to illustrate what he does do, okay? Because I suspect many of you are finding yourselves in a relationship where you genuinely care for this person. You want commitment, but what I'm about to share with you might be what you're experiencing. And let me tell you something. A man who genuinely cares about you doesn't do these following things. He won't be inconsistent. His actions will consistently match his words. Now, I know that goes on deaf ears sometimes, or that tends to be the pinnacle of what we'd like to experience. But for the most part, your friends are usually consistent people in your life, right? The people that like you are consistent. They're not wishy-washy. Now, let me tell you one of the reasons why men can be wishy-washy. We have a significant percentage of the population that is emotionally hurting, emotionally wounded. They're broken from their past relationships. They might have had an experience 1, 2, 3 relationships that really stung, where they went all in with a person and it didn't work out. And we have a significant percentage of men and women alike who are experiencing that. And because of that, there can be this gun-shy space in our lives that makes us inconsistent. Or maybe we're inconsistent because we're going through some challenges in our lives and it makes us inconsistent. But here's the thing I've observed with men with integrity, men with character. Oh, let me reframe that. Men and women with integrity, men and women with character, is even if they are in a place of dysfunction in their life, they're open and honest. They're at least consistent in their explaining where they're at. That doesn't necessarily mean we're all, by the way, we humans can fall short of actions matching words. Hey, there's sometimes I say, I'm going to call you late at night and you fall asleep on the couch kind of thing. But there's at least consistency. And when a man is or woman is inconsistent on a regular basis, that's not a sign of deep care. Or at least if there's inconsistency, that there's a sincere apology that follows up when there's been, the occasional inconsistent behavior. Now, something a man who cares about you A man who doesn't care about you will do the following. He won't actively listen to you. And he won't, he won't actively listen to you. A man who genuinely cares about you isn't just in his own silo in his head while you're communicating. He genuinely wants to hear what you have to say. He wants to be a participant. He wants to be a witness in your life. So a man who cares about you will actively listen, and a man who doesn't care about you is only thinking of themselves. They're only rooted in their head. Sometimes we call that narcissistic behavior. Sometimes we call that emotional maturity. The reality is when I think of emotional maturity or immaturity, I think to some degree we human beings are still in the infancy of our evolution from an emotional level. I want you to recognize that we've just barely evolved beyond grunting when it comes to communication. And the reason why I say that laughingly, because I know that seems kind of idiotic, but we oftentimes communicate in romantic relationships from a confrontational victim consciousness. I invite you all to read the book Nonviolent Communication by Marshall Rosenberg, because the reason why I said we just evolved beyond grunting, because oftentimes we're grunting, trying to get our point across. But most importantly, we're even grunting in our head when we're listening to someone. Someone who genuinely cares about you wants to hear what you have to say. They want to be a participant in your life. Just like when you're thinking about that friend that I was sharing with you earlier, they actively want to be listening. Now, I know many of you have social friends who don't listen to you. They gossip. They only care about themselves. I get that. I'm talking about those deep friends, those people that you can share most anything with. That's who I'm talking about. Okay. A man who cares about you won't do the following. He won't dismiss your feelings. He's open and values you. He's open and values trust. He genuinely cares about your feelings. He wants to know how you're feeling. He genuinely cares about your feelings, and he wants to make your life better. When a man cares about you. Now, we men go into fix-it mode. I get it. Look, part of it is we just don't like conflict. So if something that you're sharing with us is a problem we can fix. My dearest oldest friend, I mean, he's the guy that, he wants to fix all the problems. That's just who he is. It's kind of a byproduct tends to be of male nature, but women can do the same thing to do. Actually, women have a propensity to enable men. But let me just tell you something. Someone who genuinely cares about you wants to hear your feelings. He wants to, I started this conversation. He will never delay commitment. So if you want some level of stability in relationship, if you want some level of consistency and understanding of where this relationship is going, he isn't going to avoid the conversation. He isn't going to run away. Look, I get there's a reason why a lot of people are gun shy. We are a vast majority of human beings that are emotionally wounded, broken, hurt from our past. It makes it difficult to really lean into trust in relationship. We have almost emotional zombies out there. Please forgive me for criticizing them. And it's not, folks, we all need a life coach in our life. We need somebody to give us guidance. This isn't an easy path, and particularly in romantic love, relationships aren't for the faint of heart. This is going to challenge every aspect of who you are emotionally speaking. And so I'm inviting you all to do the personal development, self-help, spiritual work, or therapy as well. Do the self-love work that I talk about in my book. And by the way, there's a link below to get a copy of my book. I'm inviting you all because, this topic, a man who cares about you will always do this. But what you really, I believe if you're a woman watching this, I'm inviting you to care about yourself. So you're always doing this. And everything I'm sharing with you is not, it's not gender-based, even though the title is. Now, one thing, a man who cares about you, he won't make excuses for spending time with you. A man who genuinely cares about you won't make excuses. A person who makes excuses is a person who doesn't care about you. Real care is like going, I recognize that this is another human being in my life. I have to treat them on equal par with myself. And look, I get it. It's frustrating, especially those of us in midlife, who are over 45 years old. When we're in that age, we oftentimes can get myopic, selfish, set in our ways. But a man who genuinely cares about you won't make excuses about spending time with you. And lastly, a man who cares about you isn't just, he's not stuck in his problems. His life is stable. And the reason why that's needed is the minute if your life isn't stable, then inviting somebody else into your life when your life isn't stable, whether you're a man or woman, makes it very difficult to reach that initial conversation I talked about. Is they won't delay commitment. And here's what a man who's ready for a significant relationship does. You know what he does? He is committed to commitment. I want you to write that down right now. Hey, it's 11:11. He is committed to commitment. Now, commitment can mean a variety of different things. Commitment could simply mean monogamy and exclusivity. That's one layer of commitment. Another layer of commitment is we're going to be teammates with one another. We're going to integrate into each other's lives. That's another level of commitment. And the final level of commitment, at least in my book, is I'm all in. I'm going to take care of you. That's a level of commitment. But you're at least committed to wanting to explore that with another person. You're committed to wanting to explore that. I think our dating marketplace today is a significant percentage of human beings who are hurting on the inside. We're thirsty for love. We're thirsty for connection. And we have this glorified way of entering into a relationship that's all based on entertainment, romance, and physical connection. Men are expected to court women, but how can we court a total stranger that we don't know if we like them yet? See, what we're not doing a good job of as human beings is actually getting to know each other at a heart-centered level. This is why, folks, I've been repeatedly lately talking about the book, If the Buddha Married, If the Buddha Dated. Actually, If the Buddha Married as well, okay? But if the Buddha dated, why do I want you to read this book, especially for women out there, is we've been indoctrinated to believing that men are the leaders of the relationship. By the way, if men were such good leaders of relationship, then if they're so good at it, why do we have a high divorce rate and relationship breakup rate? And women who Google all day long, why are men commitment phobic? If that's like the predominant narrative out there. Now, I know the red pill community will blame it all on feminism. Oh my God, what a crock to blame it on women's empowerment. Folks, if you're a woman watching this, I'm encouraging you to be empowered. I'm encouraging you to be in your sovereignty. I'm encouraging you to step into your power because you've been indoctrinated in believing that men are the containers of relationship success. And all I have to do is just sit back in my feminine energy and let a man lead. Men are not the best leaders of a relationship unless they are set in their ways and they want things their way. Then they're going to lead their way without your feelings involved. I'm here to encourage you to be in charge of your relationship destiny, ladies. You were in charge of that. Don't give that power away to a man. And ultimately, we have to find a new way to get to know another person. What I mean by new way is the Buddha dated. It throws out the BS gender rhetoric and says, how can we connect at a heart-centered level? How can we get to know each other from the heart to develop those deep roots of trust, to build that friendship where we actually care about you? Care is like thinking of it in advance. It's like, I know that it's not like knowing about the little things in life. It's thinking forward. That's what care does. It thinks ahead in relationship. That's when a man, and again, men and women alike, I'm inviting to do the deeper work I've become more of a life coach lately, helping. By the way, if you need someone to be a witness, a connection to you, schedule a discovery call with me to see if working with a coach is right for you. I'm not just a dating and relationship coach. I'm more of a life coach here to support you on growing past our negative patterns, our limiting beliefs, our judgments, our negative self-talk, our insecurities and our fears. I'm here to support you in that way. So, but I'm digressing here for a moment. You know what? We have the power, all of us, to change the narrative. And I'm going to be a force of this going forward for all of you to take that individual empowerment in your life. Because ultimately, when you take power of your life, you will become a magnetic attractor for somebody else who has taken power and sovereignty in their life. And then maybe together you can co-create something that's juicy and delicious. Did you hear those words, co-create? Co-create. How can we create something? I think it starts by understanding what's the purpose of this relationship. Why are we doing this together? Why are we getting to know each other? To have some sense of intentionality, because quite frankly, today, because of swipe apps, it is just simply, let's hook up, let's hook up, let's hook up. Is this sinking in? Is this resonating with you? I'd like to hear your thoughts on this. Post a comment below. Did any of this resonate with you? Let me ask you something. What are you going to do different going forward after watching this video? How are you going to operate going forward? I invite you to write that so I know what that is. Hey, if you found value in this video, please hit that like button. Please share this video. Please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified of new videos. And if you want to connect with me directly, hey, there's links below to schedule a discovery call with me to see if working with a coach is right for you. There's a link to join my group called Midlife Love Mastery, where you can have direct access to me on a regular basis. There's a link to follow me on Instagram to get the books I recommend, to get my book, and to get my dating vows. Check out the dating vows. I'm going to tell you something. This will make a big difference in your life. All right, I'm going to wrap up this video as I always do. First off, give myself a big, gigantic Jonathan Bear hug of self-love. I'm going to reach into the camera and give you a hug of love, if that's okay. I'm going to ask you to turn to someone, a pet, a teddy bear, a pillow, and give it or them a hug of love, because all of us need, now I forgot my own line. We all need a little bit of love, and hugs are a great source of love. All right, be well. Take care. Bye now. Bye-bye.